Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is the off season, so I thought I would take this opportunity to address a question that gets asked of me from time to time from subscribers on YouTube and Facebook, as well as from people that I bump into out in the real world. Why don't you do NFL blogs? Why? And that's actually a pretty fair question. I don't get upset when people ask me that. If anything, it lets me know that they want more than just OU updates, which they like. But they want to know why we don't talk about professional football, why we don't talk about a particular team. And before I answer the question, I need to preface it by telling you who my favorite team is in the NFL. And before I tell you, in fact, I'm not even going to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and play their theme music, which, by the way, is a proud anthem. Here it is. They play in California. They've won the Super Bowl 3 times. They have Hall of Famers. A proud organization we call the Oakland Raiders. Everybody should have a ringtone like that, by the way. Never get tired of hearing the Oakland Raiders anthem. Now, you can quit laughing when I tell you that my favorite team is the Oakland Raiders. I know they haven't been good lately. 9 straight non-winning seasons, 9 straight seasons without going to the playoffs. They haven't won the Super Bowl since 1983. And boy, weren't those the glory days. But not getting off the point here. I bleed silver and black. I love the NFL as well, just as much as I do college, just as much as I do Oklahoma. And trust me when I say that the reason why I don't do NFL blogs has nothing to do at all. It has nothing to do with the way the Oakland Raiders have been playing. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with accessibility to the team on television. I live in the Oklahoma City area, which when it comes to being an Oakland Raiders fan and being able to watch them when you want, that's a major problem. If you know anything about NFL as far as television on Sundays, the Raiders play most of their games in the afternoon, which means that they're either going to be on CBS, which they'll be for the most part, since CBS has the AFC package. Occasionally, they'll appear on Fox if Oakland's the home team and they're playing an NFC team. They'll appear on Fox. But either way you look at it, either channel, the Raiders usually aren't on television. Raiders haven't been very good lately, which has taken away their national television spots. They don't appear on primetime very much either. I think they're on ESPN maybe one time a year on Monday Night Football, maybe twice. And they're never on Sunday Night Football because NBC tries to show who they think are going to be the profile teams, and they want to broadcast those games. The Raiders haven't been high profile because for the last 9 years, they haven't been in the playoffs. So part of it's Oakland's fault. The other part really isn't Oakland's fault, and that's the geography. Because Oklahoma City, when it comes to Fox, will show Dallas or St. Louis, and when it comes to CBS, they really won't show one specific team all the time, but generally it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs or the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Denver Broncos, the teams that are closest to Oklahoma City, in other words. They will get most of the television coverage live. Me personally, I cannot do Oakland Raider blogs just by watching highlights of the game on ESPN that night or on the NFL Network that night or the next day. I have to be able to watch the game in its entirety in order to give a very fair and thorough and detailed evaluation, just like I do with the Oklahoma Sooners, whom I'm able to watch almost every single week except for that one game a year where they're on pay-per-view, but I could always listen to the radio or I can go to a sports pub and watch the game. So I've got year-round access to the Oklahoma Sooners, and therefore I can give a pretty fair and detailed evaluation of their games. The Raiders, I can't do that. So when it comes to national television, when it comes to getting to watch my Oakland Raiders play live, it's a rarity. And that's the reason why I don't do NFL blogs. It's because of the lack of access I have, which really is out of my control. Now, I know what you're probably saying right now, for those who are NFL television gurus. Why don't you just get the NFL Sunday ticket? That means you can watch your Raiders play every week no matter where you're at in the country, and the blackout rule doesn't apply to Oklahoma City. That's true. Biggest reason? Thing called money. You cannot get DirecTV on cable. You have to get it through direct television. You have to get the Sunday ticket through DirecTV. It's that simple. DirecTV costs money. You have to have a mini satellite dish on your roof. And then you have to pay for the Sunday ticket itself, which is not cheap, by the way. It is 3 figures, about $200. I remember when the Sunday ticket was about $115. Now it's almost doubled. You get every single NFL game, but at a hefty price, a price that I can't pay. So that's the biggest reason. In fact, that is the reason why I don't do NFL blogs, is because of my limited access to my Oakland Raiders. And as one man once said, that's just the way it goes. And believe me, I know that there are bloggers on here who do a pretty good job of covering more than just one team. I think there's one on YouTube that does Texas Longhorn as well as Dallas Cowboy updates all the time. I think that's terrific. If you have access to them all the time, which in this market, Dallas is on TV every week that they play. I think that's terrific. But if you don't have the regular access to it, which I don't with my Raiders, for me, I don't think it's the right move, and I don't think I'd be giving a pretty detailed critique of my team every week. So I'm not going to mess with it. We will, however, be messing with college football in July. If anything comes up between now and then, sports related, we will be back on here for the latest.